Southern Illinois After Hours. Welcome back to another episode here on Cap Tech. The story to follow is mostly true, but some names have had to be changed to protect the guilty. Stories have also been adjusted to be slightly more family-friendly. Southern Illinois in the 1990s, a place where the music was loud, the drinks were always flowing, and the only rule was, well, there were no rules. Let's take a trip back in time to some of the most unforgettable and borderline questionable after-hours hotspots of that wild era. First up, Neons in Centralia, the BYOB nightclub where you brought your own booze and they provided the chaos. There were lights, there was bass, and there were questionable dance moves that somehow looked better after a few red Solo cups of whatever you found at the gas station on your way over. Who needed a liquor license when the party brought its own inventory? And then there was the underground, BYOB again, because in Centralia, BYOB was less a trend and more of a lifestyle. This place was located underneath of a church and had that, we might get raided, but it'll be worth it energy. Down here, the music was loud, the air was thick, and if you weren't careful, you might accidentally drink someone else's Boone's Farm. The underground didn't just have a name, it was a freaking vibe. They even had wet t-shirt contests. Now, did that feel slightly inappropriate considering it was underneath of a church? If the building the underground was under was a civic center or something that only looked like a church, please let me know in the comments below because I'd like to be off the hook ethically on this one. Now, if you were lucky enough to get invited, there was the Hales Boys compound in Woodlawn. It was more than just a house party, it was an experience. And by experience, I mean there was a two-headed rat. Yup, you heard me, a two-headed rat. I don't know where it came from or why it was there, but it was like the unofficial mascot of the place. You'd be drinking a beer, and someone would be like, "Hey, wanna see something cool?" And the next thing you know, you're staring at a two-headed rodent, wondering what life choices brought you to this moment. And then there was the Ramada Inn in Mount Vernon. This wasn't just any hotel. It was where the Hales Boys band often played covering rock anthems like Ted Nugent's Great White Buffalo and songs from Green Day, but only so the ladies would dance. We, the friends of the band, or essentially roadies for the band, which was not even a traveling band by the way, got comped rooms. Which was a nice touch considering they could not exactly rent them to regular folks. Not with China White written on the hotel room wall in what looked suspiciously like a combination of white paint and bleach. It wasn't the Ritz, but it had charm.